it's 15 questions. One question about calculating marginal revenue. Marginal revenue, okay? Marginal revenue means change of total revenue over change of output. So calculation right there. So you guys can practice. So using this, for example, if you're selling 1 unit, total revenue 5, 2 units, $10, and subtract that to find out second unit marginal revenue is $5. Okay, so it's calculation 1. And one question from multiple choice. In perfect competitions, perfect competition, for example, the individual demand schedule is said is what? Marginal revenue curve, okay? Marginal revenue curve. Because the individual demand curve is the same as the marginal revenue curve. But monopoly case is not true because the marginal revenue curve is below down-sloping individual demand curve. So usually price above marginal revenue. Okay? One question. Then monopoly question about price discrimination. When monopoly seller can charge 2 different prices over 2 different consumer group over the same product. So one group happens to be price sensitive, elastic group, you charge high price, low price, low price. But the other consumer group, price insensitive, price loyal customer. So then monopoly will charge a high price to screw them pretty well. Okay, and then there are three questions about perfect competition. You remember we have a green handout, perfect competition. When you have when price lies between ATC, ABC, although you lose money, you may stay because the loss is not big enough. Still, the staying loss is smaller than shutdown loss or fixed cost. You're going to stay. But in this case, the price below ABCs, now you're losing too much. The loss is bigger than shutdown loss or fixed cost. You better shut down. Okay? So those are decision-making process based upon calculation. So look at that, all these numbers. We can compare the size of the staying loss. In this case, the staying loss is what? $450, but shutdown loss is $400. So it makes sense to minimize loss, you gotta shut down. Okay? But the other case, the loss, staying loss is $80. But if you shut down, your loss will be $400. So since you have to minimize loss, you gotta stay. Because the shutdown, you're losing too much. Okay, so you gotta stay. So those are 3 questions. Please study that. Then look at the handouts. When you compare output and price between monopoly and perfect competitor markets, which markets charge high price? Which market charge high price? Monopoly or perfect competitor? Monopoly charge high price. About output, which one produces more output? Perfect competition, okay? So one question from your handout. And one question from your handout, main characteristics of perfect competition. How many sellers, large number, what product, homogeneous? Is that about entry or exit of a business? Is it easy or difficult? It's easy because there's no any entry barriers. Okay? So please look at that, study that, the main characteristics of a perfect competition. And one question about monopoly case, especially resource allocative efficiencies. Monopoly has allocative efficiency, yes or no? No, because price is what? Greater than what? greater than what? Look at that, end up. Marginal cost, so therefore under allocate, over allocate. Under allocate, okay? Under allocates. Was one question about perfect competitor is a price taker or price maker? Look at the handout. Price taker or price maker? Price taker. Why price taker? Why a single firm under perfect competition has no power to control the price? Why not? What's insignificant? The market share is so small, so insignificant. That's why he doesn't have any market control price. You know, one question about long run monopoly case. If you long a short-term profit, what happened in the long run? Look at the handout. Short-term profit, what happened in the long run?
Profit.
Keep the profit. Why? Why keep the profit?
No one can compete.
Why no one can compete?
You're the only one there.
Why you are the only one?
No entry.
Okay, because entry barriers, because there are obstacles. As a monopoly queen, she's protected by 10 feet tall concrete wall of entry barriers. Keep pushing away. That's why you stay alone. So the reason the long run monopoly stay profit because entry barriers. Okay. Now one question about the main characteristic of monopoly case this time. How many seller? One seller. Do they have market power? Yes. It's the shape of market individual demand curve monopoly case. What kind of shape? Is it flat or down sloping? Down sloping. Okay. Is that again price maker or price taker? Price maker, right? So those kind of one question about monopoly characteristics. Okay, then once again, perfect competitions. This question is asking about perfect competition, individual demand curve. What kind of shape? Individual demand curve. Is that perfect elastic or down sloping? Perfect elastic. Okay. And one question about make sure when company decide to shut down, the price given from industry happen to be below ATC or below ABCs? ABCs, okay? And then one question, please look at that. When you compare long run equilibrium between perfect competition and monopoly case, which one they can maintain profits? Monopoly. How about perfect competition in the long run? What does that say? Break even, right? So that's why you have to study this yellow handouts. Okay? Then one last question. That's it. So that's what 15 questions. Okay? Those are 15 questions. So 3 questions about decision making, whether stay or shut down on the perfect competition. 1 question about the long run equilibrium between monopoly and perfect competition. Then so 1 question about price below, above ABC to shut down. You have to know it. Then perfect competitor firm, single firm shape of individual demand curve is supposed to be flat. Then monopolistic characteristics. Then perfect competition characteristics. Then when you compare output price between perfect competition monopoly, monopoly produce few output, charge high price than perfect competition. And then efficiency for monopoly, usually under allocated because the price is larger than MC. And also why single firm and the perfect competition is a price taker because their market share is so insignificant. And then calculating margin revenue. Then 1 question about perfect competition individual demand curve is the same as the margin revenue curve. Monopoly case, that's not true because now demand schedule is down sloping, margin revenue schedule lie below it. And 1 question about price discriminations. So those cover 15 questions of multiple choice. Okay? Now, true false question one more time. True false question. Monopoly demand curve and individual demand curve is the same. 1 question about short-term supply curve, perfect competition. Then another question, proof profit maximizing output. where marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. The one question about perfect competition, individual demand curve, market demand curve. The one question about, perfect competitor is a price taker, monopoly is a price maker. Those are 5 questions. Essay questions, one question about short-term, profit or loss, how they settle for long run, break even, under perfect competition, you have to know the process. One question about efficiency under monopoly case. One question about short-term supply curve under perfect competition. One question about, once again, proof, profit maximizing outputs under monopoly case. So that's exactly on the whiteboard. One question about, individual demand curve under revenue curve under perfect competition. Okay, so those are 5 questions of, perfect competition, the essay question. So, you guys have enough, or what else?
Can you repeat the essay question?
Essay question? So one question about, short-term profit loss, how they settle, break even in the long run under perfect competition. One question about, monopoly efficiency issues. They are not inefficient, they are not efficient, so look at the handout. And then one question about a short-term supply curve under perfect competition. It has to be saved as a marginal cost line, but make sure you have to start with a minimum ABC, because below it, there'll be no supply anyways. Now one question about, proof, profit maximizing output under monopoly case. Now one question about under perfect competition, market demand curve and, individual demand curve. And also marginal revenue curve. Because individual demand curve is the same as what? A marginal revenue curve under perfect competition. As a price taker, you're selling additional output, always same price. Okay. You want color? Now you have enough information, right? So that's what the test. Now, so the remaining time we can do news report until we have evacuation starts, okay? Now, one last sentence, is anyone